Look, you can't claim credit for something that you haven't earned. Stolz, courage, is not on the mist. It's not on the ground. You can't pick it up. It's called Stolz is often missed. Wer se will, nem subsist. Bullshit. Confidence is not on the ground. It's not in the mist. You can't invent it if you haven't got it. You haven't earned it in a hot crucible, in the arena of encounter and confrontation over and over again, in unrehearsed attacks. The body and the mind have to work as a feedback unit. The body has to be hard-trained, disciplined, mature, courageous, to do what's right. Not what's right from a conservative, high vantage point of moral values and a sermon and all that. No, hell no. From the point of view of what's right for you and me as individuals. Standing on our own self-sufficiency and self-supports. Being tested, being hard-tested over and over again to prove it. Now you see, nothing that I say, nothing that I have ever said in these talks can accuse me of having an inferiority complex, of not liking myself. Either one of those two labels mean nothing. They sound profound. Hey, this guy's an inferiority complex. Hey, yeah, this guy is not confident in himself. You're saying nothing. These are empirical terms. They're testable terms. You have to prove it out there in the environment over and over again to the satisfaction of a professional who knows precisely what to look for and will give you the accurate scoop. He sees, he or she is trained, proven to see what is, not what should be, not what ought to be, not what is altruistic or humane. They don't see through entitlements or fairness or fair play or level playing fields and all that other bullshit. That doesn't exist. Now dig, nothing that I'm saying has any correspondence whatsoever to any inferiority feelings or not liking yourself or liking yourself. It's all meaningless. That's all delusions. That's all fantasies. Who you are and what you are comes out of what you do, what you say and do, and the feedback you're getting in the arena where it counts, out there where some asses are being kicked. Where the world of hard reality that has consequences is giving you the only court of judgment that counts. You got to get at that. That's the problem. That has to be correctly labeled before we can even begin to talk. Now, if Trump has that in mind when he says you've got to clearly identify the problem in correct terms before we can do anything about it, I agree with him. But I think Trump's a bullshitter. I think Trump is using just hyperbole. I think Trump is talking as a New York hustler, as a salesman, which is what he is. Barnum and Bailey showman, a salesman. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Because he's in the business of wheel and deal and shuck and jive. Except he's doing it on a higher class level with a muscling up in a fancy biryani suit. That's all. That's all we're talking about. And sticking his chest out saying, I'm 6'2". Well, he ain't quite 6'2". He might have been once, but he's shrunk down a little bit. But he's still tall. Compared to me, I'm 5'3½", so he's a big guy. But hell, Everybody's a big guy compared to me if you're going by height. That has nothing to do with any inferiority feelings or not liking yourself or liking yourself. All that's double talk. And what I stand for is to clarify, is to punch and kick my way through that double talk, is to stand and kick Pandora's box open and then stomp on it, is to clean out the Aegean stables and see what's in there. I'm talking about all this shit, all the phoniness, all the bullshit we've been programmed over the years. Or I should say, I've been programmed. So you know I'm serious. So you know I'm down here on the ground when I'm talking, not sitting up on some pedestal, some ivory tower pontificating. I want to be very clear about that. You can't do anything about any problem if you don't put it in bare bones, crystal clear terms, in such an extent, edit, that the village idiot can understand what you're saying, can relate to it. You don't need a paraphrase. You don't need a feedback, because you're so crystal clear in what you're saying. You're giving examples. You are thinking ahead of the man you're talking to or the woman. In other words, you are putting your mind in their mind and thinking, if they heard what I'm saying with the way I look, my height, my big head, my moon face and gross features, what would they be concluding and thinking? How are they listening to me? Are they bored? Watch that body language. The whole thing's in the body language. Particularly when you're dealing with a woman. Particularly if there's a lot at stake. Never trust what anybody says. Check it out for yourself. Be from Missouri. Show me. And when I say show me, I mean show me empirically, such that I can test it out. And if you're telling me the truth, you shouldn't be afraid of my looking behind what you're saying and checking it out thoroughly. Let's see if you are as straightforward, if you are as honest as you claim to be. Let's check it out. If I'm telling you the truth, I shouldn't be scared of you telling me, well, I'm going to go to your competitor and see what he says about you. I'm going to look around, ask people about you, what they think of. I say, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. If I'm not in an effort to deceive, if I'm not trying to hide anything, if I'm not trying to wheel and deal, the best deal you can get out of anybody is if they're giving you a fair market price. You check the market and check the quality, check the performance, practice, and profession. That's all the humanism. That's all the altruism. That's all the fairness. That's all the entitlement. Realistically speaking, you can hope to get. The rest, you invented it. It didn't happen, you invented it. It came out of a dream. That's what I'm talking about. That's where I'm coming from. Now dig.